Chapter 4 Shakespeare and Ho'oponopono. Oh, woe is me, to have seen what I have seen, see what I see. William Shakespeare, Hamlet. Dr. Len would say that the real tragedy in life is people who do not know that they can choose to be or not to be, free of the data. Paraphrasing Shakespeare. Dr. Len's interest in insights made him frequently quote or paraphrase his most famous English playwright. William Shakespeare was an English playwright, actor, and poet from the 16th to 17th century, infamous for his contributions to literature with plays like Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, and Macbeth. His works are renowned for their deep exploration of human nature, emotion, and complexity. Shakespeare is widely regarded as one of the greatest writers in the English language and the world's greatest dramatist. He is often called England's national poet and the Bard of Avon, or simply the Bard. His extant works, including collaborations, consist of some 39 plays, 154 sonnets, 3 long narrative poems, and a few other verses, some of uncertain authorship. Shakespeare was born in Stratford-upon-Avon, Warwickshire, in 1564, and he lived during the Elizabethan era and into the Jacobean era, under the reigns of Queen Elizabeth I and King James I. He married Anne Hathaway in 1582, with whom he had 3 children. His plays have been translated into every major living language and are performed more often than those of any other playwright. They are known for their keen insight into human nature and the human condition, and his works explore themes of love, power, jealousy, betrayal, and the supernatural. Some of his most famous works include Hamlet, Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet, Othello, King Lear, and A Midsummer Night's Dream. Shakespeare died in 1616, but his legacy endures, and his plays and poems continue to captivate audiences and readers worldwide. His writing has had a profound influence on literature, theater, and the English language, with many phrases and words he created still in common use today. While Shakespeare's works often touch on themes of reconciliation and forgiveness, his method of storytelling through complex narratives is different from the straightforward practice of Ho'oponopono, which involves a process, often a ceremonial one, where individuals or groups come together to address wrongs, mend relationships, and heal a community. Although Shakespeare and Ho'oponopono aren't directly related, both address the importance and challenges of human relationships and emotional healing. Shakespeare does so through dramatization and storytelling, while Ho'oponopono offers a method for personal and collective peace and balance. Whether in the metaphor-laden dialogues of Shakespeare or the simple yet profound practice of this ancient tradition called Ho'oponopono, the message resonates through time. Harmony, forgiveness, and understanding are essential to the human experience. When we become familiar with the Hawaiian method and philosophy, we can easily conclude that Shakespeare, probably unknowingly, was truly a Ho'oponopono master. This ancient philosophy is found all over his writings, as both reflect the principles of taking responsibility for one's actions and seeking to restore balance and peace. There are certain expressions and statements made by Shakespeare which seem to indicate a common idea found in both Shakespeare's view of the world and the philosophy behind the Hawaiian method, in that what we experience in the outside world is the fruit of what we have going on inside. This is also true of other views of the world held by other philosophies and teachings, which originate from the belief that we have the capacity to create our own reality. Dr. Len would say he was interested in some insights which he could use to help others understand the cleaning process. His interest was in keeping the cleaning process going, non-stop. The line, "Poor soul, the center of my sinful earth, these rebel powers that thee array," is from William Shakespeare's sonnet 146, delves into themes of mortality and the conflict between the spiritual and material worlds. Shakespeare often addressed these deeper philosophical questions in his work, expounding on the nature of the human condition, the soul's virtues and vices, and the transient quality of life. In the context of the sonnet, the poor soul is being addressed as if it were the essence or center of the speaker's being. His sinful earth, referring metaphorically to the body or physical presence prone to worldly temptations. These rebel powers suggest the bodily desires and materialistic concerns that array or dress up the soul in a way that distracts from its spiritual essence. The sonnet can be seen as a reflection on the tension between the external, materialistic preoccupations of life and the internal, spiritual well-being of the soul, a kind of meditation that aligns with the introspective aspect of Ho'oponopono, which also deals with reconciling and resolving inner conflict. However, while Shakespeare's verse contemplates this tension in a more abstract and poetic fashion, Ho'oponopono seeks to offer a practical approach to resolving such conflicts through forgiveness, acceptance, and love. The rebel powers are likened to the memories in the subconscious, to which our soul clings because of fear and lack of forgiveness. Those memories will manifest as negative experiences until they are released by the soul. One of William Shakespeare's most famous metaphors from the monologue, "All the World's a Stage," in the play As You Like It, also has a similar teaching. In this monologue, the character Jacques compares life to a play and the people to actors who enter and exit the stage of life, playing different roles as they age. This passage is one of Shakespeare's many reflections on the human condition, highlighting the transient nature of life and our roles in society. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. The first line, "All the world's a stage," is often used by Dr. Hugh Len to make the point that what is most important is that which is going on inside of us, not the external world, which is only the result of the manifestation of our memories. Our mission in life being that of making amends, that is, erasing those painful memories. In this extended metaphor, Shakespeare divides the life of a man into 7 acts or ages: infancy, schoolboy, lover, soldier, justice, old age, and decrepitude, ending in oblivion, much like scenes in a play that travels through a narrative arc before coming to an end. This speaks to the ephemerality of life, the roles we assume, and the universal progression through the stages of life that each person, in a way, acts out. It is interesting how Dr. Hugh Len has come to look at Shakespeare as basically repeating the same philosophy behind Ho'oponopono. This view points to our experience of the outside world as originating from within. The world is a stage where we project that which is inside of us, in our soul, our inner child. This has a parallelism with the way Ho'oponopono teachers explain the nature of our experience. There is nothing out there, according to Dr. Hugh Len's interviews, which are easily found on YouTube. The idea that it can be harmful to hold on to memories can also be found in Shakespeare's works. In Sonnet 30, we see the remembrance of past sorrows the following way. When to the sessions of sweet silent thought, I summon up remembrance of things past, I sigh the lack of many thing I sought, and with old woes new wail my dear time's waste. In this sonnet, Shakespeare reflects on past sorrows and regrets, and describes them as a waste of his time. The phrase, "old woes new," suggests that recalling past troubles feels like experiencing them anew, and the concept of "my dear time's waste" is inconsistent with the theme of lamenting over time that has passed unfruitfully or has been consumed by past griefs. The idea of death was emphasized by Dr. Len in reference to the painful memories one carries within. He referred to these memories as a mortgage on our souls. These memories represent negative energy, which we must release to create a more pleasant life experience, as the divine creator transmutes such energies to pure light. To Dr. Len, there is no such thing as a good memory. A memory is a memory. He emphasized he had no specific intentions when he did the cleaning. He only wanted to be free. He was clear that he would be cleaning until the day he would die. It is a lifetime job to clean the soul to get to zero. Life is a mystery, he would say, and he would add, I am clear that I am here to clean. This clarity regarding the purpose of life may be inspiring and helps us focus in the cleansing process as a daily life practice.